Ladies and gentlemen, and Pokemon fans of the world! Crasher Chase is back, and allow me to introduce to you the most stylish Pokemon ever introduced in history. I present to you the normal type Furfrou. And let me just say, this dog is stylin' and profilin'. Woo! So, with that out of the way, I'm going to be going over things like its typing, ability, and stats. Alright, so with Furfrou, it has the normal typing, which is a pretty bland typing as you are weak to fighting but immune to ghost. So it is a two-edged hone edge, no pun intended. The ability it has is known as Fur Coat, which is an exclusive ability only to Furfrou. And what this ability does is it basically halves the damage from physical attacks. So I think that is a really awesome ability to have, especially on the defensive side. Now, as for its stats, it has 75 HP, 80 attack, 60 defense, 65 special attack, 90 special defense, and 102 speed. So you can tell that right off the bat, its speed, it's incredible. And its offenses aren't really that bad either, especially with its 80 attack. And its base 65 special attack is a little bit poor, but it learns quite a few special type moves that I should make note of. Now, as for its defensive side, base 75 HP is a little bit under average in my opinion, but that's okay. And base 60 defense, while it may look really poor on paper, if you include its Fur Coat ability, that number doesn't even matter. It's way up. And its special defense isn't that bad at 90 either. So, with that said, I'm going to be going over a few movesets I have for you. So, with this first set here, we're actually going to be going specially offensive with Furfrou. The nature we're going to be giving it is a timid nature to make it as fast as possible but lower its attack. The ability we're going to be using is going to be Fur Coat, since it's the only ability it has. The item for choice is going to be Leftovers, so that you can increase your survivability. Also, if you want to throw in a Life Orb to add increased damage, you can definitely do so. However, note that this does reduce your survivability rate, so please keep that in mind. The EV spread, 4 going to go into HP, 252 into special attack, and 252 into speed. As for the move set, Charge Beam is what makes this move set, because even though it's base 50 electric type move with a 9% accuracy, last time I checked, it has a 70% chance to increase your special attack by one stage, which is incredible. So after each Charge Beam, you could essentially get a boost every time, and that's going to make you pretty powerful, in my opinion. The next move that we have is known as Echoed Voice, and although it's a base 40 move, it increases in power each time that you use it. So you get enough charge beams under your belt, and you start using Echoed Voice, you're going to be hitting pretty hard, and harder and harder and harder. And the next move that we have is known as Dark Pulse, which is a fairly decent move that Furfrou can learn. And the next move is Surf, and this moveset here provides really good coverage. Uh, I don't know off the top of my head who exactly resists it, but it's going to be pretty hard to switch into one of these moves, especially if you're weak to it. Now, some moves to consider. I have Grass Knot in replacing Surf. If you want to trip up those really heavy ground or rock or water types, because especially ground and rock types are going to give you some trouble with this move set here. So keep that in mind. So this set's done, it's time to move on to the next one. So with this set here, we're going to be turning Furfrou into a physically offensive powerhouse, or at least we're going to try to. The nature we're going to be giving it is Jolly to increase its speed and lower its special attack. The ability, once again, Fur Coat. The item for choice, Leftovers to increase survivability, Life Orb to power up your moves, and while you do have the freedom to switch moves, your HP will be dwindling down as a sacrifice. The next move for choice, no pun intended, choice band or choice scarf. Choice band to increase your attack but lock you into that one move, and choice scarf to increase your speed and lock you into that one move. The EV spread, 4 are going to go into HP, 252 into attack, and 252 into speed. As for the move set, U-turn is what makes this set because it allows you to act as a really decent scout. And the next move that we have is Sucker Punch. Yeah, this poodle gets Sucker Punch. Hey, I'm not complaining. This is actually really good. Um, so this definitely prevents you from being revenge killed, or at least it's gonna warn the opposing side to not revenge kill you. Uh, as for the next move, we have Wild Charge, which is a very good move against the likes of water and flying types, namely Gyarados. And the next move, we have Return, which is a very powerful normal type move. And if your Pokemon has max happiness, I believe the move power is 102, which is very good. Moves to consider? Well, guess what? There aren't any. This here is pretty much the best set to go for a physically offensive Furfrou. Now keep in mind that rock and bulky ground types are going to cause you trouble, so be sure to have teammates that are willing to back you up in that situation. Time for another set. Stay tuned. So with this set here, we're going to be turning Furfrou into a specially defensive tank, and also with the fur coat ability, you're going to actually be a mixed tank. So the nature we're going to be giving it is a calm nature to decrease physical attack and increase special defense. The ability is going to be fur coat. The item for choice, either leftovers or chesto berry, and you'll see why. Actually, I don't even need to explain why chesto berry is there. You should know what goes with chesto berry. As for the EV spread, 252 are going to go into HP, 252 into special defense, and 4 into speed. As for the move set, it's really fortunate enough to get Snarl, and what this move does is it's a base 55 dark type move that always lowers your opponent's special attack by 1 stage. So after a couple Snarls, you're going to be really hard to take down on the special defensive side. And if you're faced against the likes of physical attackers, you can use Cotton Guard. And what Cotton Guard does is it increases your physical defense by 3 stages. So after 2 Cotton Guards, you're maxed out in defense and ready to tank hits all day, every day. Just eating it up, like Shofu would say. The next move we have is known as Toxic, to wear down walls or wear down Pokemon that try to set up on you. And the next move we have is Rest. And with the combination of Rest and Chesto Berry, you get a one-time instant recover. Full HP, no status ailments, nothing. So, if you want to run Chesto Berry over leftovers, if you use Rest, you're more than welcome to do so. Moves to consider. I decided to put Charm in there because after Charm, what Charm does is it basically lowers your opponent's attack by 2 stages. So you could actually cause some switches after you either snarl your opponent a couple times or charm your opponent a couple times. They're not going to be doing much to you. So this could be an alternative over the likes of Cotton Guard. However, in this move set, it looks like Cotton Guard is the more superior option. But I just thought I'd throw it out there. So that's basically it for this set. Time for one more set. With this last move set here, we're going to be turning Furfrou into a Parafusion Flincher. Yeah, it's possible. The nature is going to be impish to increase your physical defense, therefore making you as physically defensive as possible, on top of the fur coat boost, making you really, really tanky in the physical defense area. The item for choice is going to be leftovers, and as for the EV spread, 252 are going into HP, 252 into physical defense, and 4 into speed. The move set, we have Thunder Wave, Headbutt, Substitute, and Swagger. And how this works is you want to Thunder Wave your opponent then use Swagger, and what that does is it gives you the automatic uh, Parafusion combo, which is definitely tough to break through. And if your opponent hits himself in confusion, hide behind a substitute, and then proceed to headbutt them and cause them to flinch even further, on top of them being paralyzed and confused. I'd have to say that this is probably going to be a very common set on Furfrou, and it's going to possibly cause a lot of people to get pissed off and maybe even rage quit. That'd be really funny. As for the move set, or moves to consider, sorry, well, there aren't any because this is a set to serve a specific purpose to annoy the hell out of your opponents and just cause cause a lot of harassment and mayhem. So that's all I have for this set and this video. I certainly hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next upload, which will be later on tonight, even though I did say that I was supposed to upload this morning, but in my previous video featuring me introducing my friend code, I spent all morning trying to figure out how the hell I can get my friend code and get the Wi-Fi working, and guess what? It finally worked like a charm. So I will be uploading later tonight, even though it's 5:30 from my standings right now, which kind of qualifies as tonight, but have no fear, I will upload later on. Bye!